Welcome to the Juice and the Orange podcast, the place where every person is just a name until you know their story. Today, we are honored to have Troy Holder. Troy, how are you doing today?
Hey, I'm good, man. How about you?
I'm doing well, man. We're glad to have you on the podcast, and we're going to dive right into your story. So,
Appreciate
can
it.
you tell us who is Troy?
All right, so Troy is a humble youth, born and raised in the Guyana, the beautiful country south of South America, land of many waters, as they call it. 1982. Yes, proud to say that, man. Last name Holder, middle name Wayne. Um, yeah, that's who I am. Married, two kids, beautiful wife, servant of God. Yeah, man, that's who I am.
That's awesome. So, your father, you're from the beautiful country of Guyana.
Yes.
And can you tell us about how you ended up in New Jersey and when you came to the Northeast region of the U.S.?
Um, I attended a multilateral secondary school, and then I moved to another high school because my dad works at a better school, so it was only fit for me to have the opportunity to be in one of the top schools in the region. Um, I finished high school, and I went to the University of Guyana, where I studied diploma in public management. Um, I met my wife because she's the reason why I'm here. So let me stick to the question. Met my wife one day. I was playing table tennis. I love table tennis. I was actually one of the champions of high school in table tennis. So one day I was playing table tennis, all sweaty Saturday night. No ambition at 15 years old. You just play all night. So playing table tennis, and my boys was like, "Hey, let's go out to dinner." My girlfriend has some cousins, some foreigners, as they call it. They're in town, and we need a extra body. So we have three girls and two boys, and we need you. It's like you need. So I'm like, "Oh, cool." So I was all sweaty, ran, grabbed my shirt, um, and tried to clean myself up a little bit. I was already dressed somewhat decent, so I'm like, "Okay, cool. Let's do this." So went to Georgetown, beautiful restaurant, and actually it was set up in such a way that I was supposed to be sitting next to a particular female. It wasn't my wife. Yes, she was already set up to be sitting next to someone else. So I'm like, cool. So I'm sitting down, and then it so happened that when we're trying to get situated, I ended up next to Zoisha, which is my wife. I'm like, this, and everybody was like rolling their eyes, like, yo, this was supposed to happen. Like, you're supposed to be. I'm like, I don't know, I'll just end up here. Anyways, so we started talking, and as I reflect, I'm like, this is God. So journey to the United States from Guyana, story continues. So we having dinner, we start talking. Mind you, I'm a little nervous because at 15 years old, back then it's like 2000, I can't remember 2002, whatever. Someone is sitting next to you from another country, and back then we viewed the United States as the place to be. Is like a elite country. So I'm like, wow, this girl is sitting there. This is a dream. So I'm being myself. My boys, teach me how to talk to females. So being myself. Talking to her, whatever. I used to work at the University of Guyana, and I always feel as though I'm important growing up. So I would print these little business cards out with University of Guyana, put my name, put my number, and my email, all that stuff, and keep it in my pocket. At that time, I didn't have any cardboard, so I cut it. I was good with the computer, so I created this little box and just cut it out in business card format. Always get those in my wallet, always, just in case you never know.
Yeah.
So, long story short, at the end of the night, she we parted ways or whatever, and we were waiting on a taxi, and I took it out. And I was like, gave it to her. I was like, "This is my number here. You can call me." She looked at it and
Mm.
put it in her back pocket. No, you just sit on there. You could throw it out. I'm like, man, is this a wild move? I'm like, all right, let's see. So the next day she called me, like around 3 o'clock, woke me up. She's like, this is Zoe. I'm like, huh? Oh, nice. All right,
Mm,
okay. Now, back then, when you receive a call as a youngster, I think by then, after high school, I was like around 20, 21, 22, whatever. You receive a call, and then cell phones was, the thing just came out. So I'm like, yes, it's cool. So we talked for like maybe 30 minutes, and that was 30 minutes. That's a long conversation back then. So, um, and the card, she hung up. I guess the card finished, and she called me right back. I'm like, oh, okay. So the few weeks, next couple of days come, she went back to the United States. She kept calling me. I kept sending, cards, birthday cards. Back then, they have this Passion Up greeting card online, and you could customize like greeting cards and send. And every day I sent her one. Probably got like 300 of those. So
wow.
sent her one every day. We developed a strong relationship. I went to Trinidad because I wanted to move. Just wanted a better life after working at the University of Ghana for 7 years. Wanted a better life, and she came over there to see me one Christmas, and like wow, she said our parents weren't too happy because here you are visiting a stranger because she went back to the United States after like a week after we met, and then she came to the U.S. She came to Trinidad to see me because I went to Trinidad for a better life, whatever. So spent a lot of money for the ticket because that was Christmas time. I was like, wow, this girl is investing her time and her money. This is definitely the one right here.
Mm,
So fast forward, I applied for a fiance visa, and luckily, I'm visiting Trinidad legally, and I got my visa from Trinidad, which was unheard of. It's just got to be God. Then 2008, August 10th, received my visa and came to the U.S. Newark, New Jersey,
wow.
big city, man. When I came over, I'm like, wow, this is beautiful. 5-lane roads, yellow cars that you see on TV. Man, I was like, this is cool right here. This is cool. Our mom, first 2 days, our mom was cooked for me, and on the third day, she stopped cooking. She said, "You gotta start fending for yourself."
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's how I came over here, man, to my wife, man. Hope I covered all bases right there.
Wow. Wow. So you were communicating with her long distance, getting to know her, building that relationship.
Every day a phone call, man. Like every day for like 2 years, she called me every single day, man. That's investing time and money right there. It's something that is gonna make a brother fall. And hey, I felt.
That's awesome. Because at the end of the day, friendship is the foundation of a true relationship. And thank you for sharing that nice love story. And so you ended up in New Jersey, and can you tell us how you ended up at the Church of the Oranges?
Oh, so when we first came, it's a custom that people would Google churches, like closest church to me, and we Google closest Adventist church, and we found Trinity Temple.
Yes.
That one was like maybe 3 blocks from us because we lived on Clinton Avenue in Newark, so Seymour Avenue. So come up, make a left, Clinton, like 4 blocks up. Trinity's right there. So I'm like, all right, bet, cool. So we could go here. So we started going to Trinity, and at that time, that was 2008. Trinity had more of a older congregation, if I put that right. A few young people, of course, and a great partner, Pathfinder Club and youth choir, but most of the members were just kind of older, adults, like over 50. So we make some really good friends. Then after start going to train a couple, maybe a year or so, he's like, we need to, visit, get to, meet some new members, the case may be. So I'm like, okay, let's do some Googling. So we came across, I think someone invited us to the Church of the Oranges. Because once you're in Jersey, man, and you're in this area, Essex County, you must have heard about Church of the Oranges. Like, it's a place you have to visit. So I'm like, all right, cool, let's go there. So Went to Church of the Artists for the first time. Huge, members greet you really nice, good music, good singing. So I got involved in music because I play the keyboard back home at my home church. My uncles, they're all music guys, play the trumpet, keyboard. So I learned to play by ear. I play the keyboard a little bit. Then I get involved in music. Was part of the children's choir director staff with music at Cotto for a couple of years. Myself and Kiki Richardson, Sister Henry, we all helped out. And then I became active in the youth department, serving alongside Faith as a, assistant, helping her out. She was AY lead at the time. We did that for a couple of years. Individuals took over, and I still remain in the youth department. And today, I'm serving as assistant, with the youth, AY and youth ministries, young adults. So that's my little journey. That's how I came to find Cotto. It's a beautiful
That's
place. It's awesome to be there, man.
Yeah, there's no place like it, and we're glad you're a part of our family, and we're glad that you got involved when you arrived, and that you are still involved and engaged at our church.
Definitely. It's been a few challenges with since COVID hit. We had to push everything to virtual, which I'm impressed by the way. Carter has managed to do that. The state of the art platform is awesome. It really shows the resilience of a people. The gospel must be preached regardless of what obstacles come their way. So I'm really happy to be a part of this.
Amen, amen. Speaking of obstacles, man, what are some of the obstacles that you've had to endure in your own personal life, and what have you learned from those obstacles?
Mm, great question. So I think that the sort of transition to a higher learning, because the school was a higher grade, because in multilateral school I was up there, I was doing good. Then after I moved to President's College, those last 2 years of my high school, from ages 13 to 15, it was kind of different.
Hmm.
And somehow at the end of the school year, there's this high school exams you have to write. And I wrote my exams and I didn't do so well. Now, mind you, I always think that I can be great. I'm awesome. I'm confident. I can achieve wonders. I walk like it. I talk like it. Not in a to boast or anything, but it's self confidence.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Self esteem. You got to believe in yourself. I think I had five. I think I had like four grade fours, which was like fail, like it's
Mm.
bad, and maybe two grade threes. But I didn't. I didn't. Man, I was so disappointed, man. I was like, wow. Because I knew if I had stayed at that first school, I would have done great. Talking about obstacles, man, that was big because in high school, there's like a high school diploma over here, or GED. When past high school, most of the jobs, the regular jobs, they ask for high school diploma or GED.
Hmm.
So picture that. There's no high school. Where you gonna work, bro?
Yeah.
So never mind, pick your feet up. So I started working at the University of Ghana at age 17
Hmm.
as an office assistant. And office boy, we photocopy like handouts, we take charge of the stationaries. We sort of like fill the water jug up, regular stuff, photocopying stuff, man. So then I attended Technical Institute, still talking about obstacles there. I'm like, okay, I can rebound. So the Technical Institute offer a higher program, but I'm like, you know what? It's a prerequisite to enter into college because I had no high school. You follow me? So I'm like, you know what? I can do this. But it's going to still get me to college, still talking about obstacles. So I'm like, all right, bet, let's do this. The first year we did so good because I met some beautiful people that they were like, oh man, ooh, these guys are cool. I mean, we did well. So they gave us a chance to write the diploma exam the following year because we did
Mm.
so well as part time. So I'm
Awesome.
like, all right, cool. This is good. I'm about to overcome this obstacle right there. So we wrote the exam, and I passed with credit. The credit back then means you're you're like B plus, somewhere there about. So then my confidence came back. So I'm like, you know what? Tell myself, like, Troy, you know, I know I could do this, man. I know I could do this. So register for graduation was nice. Still got the pictures. Register for University of Guyana diploma in public management. So I could, so the point I'm trying to make is that I overcame that barrier and that obstacle by not giving up. And in life, I
Mm,
believe that you gotta fall forward, man. Um, and we hear it so many times, but a lot of times we don't put it into practice. In the last couple of months, we had to attend some Saturday classes because there's always, oh, we need to do some extra work, the
mhm.
curriculum because the exams is coming. It's always that thing. And I never went to none of those classes. That's another obstacle right there. Forgot about that one. And I told my friends, I'm like, listen, you guys, stop holding me down, man. You guys gotta just get these notes to me and I'll just study. And we formed study groups. At that time, I spent some time in the city with my aunt. My friends would come over. My aunt would cook some nice curry for them. It's some curry chicken, man. It's all encouraging them to study and come over, man, because my aunt, she cooks.
Mm.
So, long story short, man, I was successful at TI, overcoming that second obstacle of not going to these Saturday classes, but still standing out. I was one of the couple top students. So we still have that good relationship. It's been 10 plus years, and we still keep in contact because I remember what they did for me. They helped me out.
Mm. Mm.
So results, man, just learn. Never use the word failure. Those are results. So you take that. So that's what I learned. Take the results, change the next course, and you'll be successful. I'm living proof.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. You never lose. You only learn. You only learn. Thank you
Exactly,
for
man.
sharing that, Troy, and sharing your story and showing how you didn't give up in the midst of that obstacle. And I want to stay in that same vein of obstacles because a lot of people feel like 2021 has begun and we already have some obstacles. I heard somebody say just last week that 2020 left, put on a wig, and then came back, right? Because
Ah,
2021 is trash
ah,
already. But what is your opinion on the state of America and all the chaos going on? I know that you serve as an officer. Just give us some of your thoughts.
ah. This is a big one, man. It's we just wanted to be treated like everybody else. I'll be as open as I can about this subject because it's touchy because as you said, I didn't mention that, but I worked as a correctional officer in one of the state prisons in New Jersey. But our title changed in 2018 in May. So they're now calling us. Our title is now senior correctional police officers. So with that title, we can arrest people legally, lawfully. Um, we can't write tickets, so we don't have that privilege. But we are all in the same category now because there's a big police on our patches. It's it's police, and then the bottom Department of Corrections. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So we all are one. This is blue. You know what I mean? And working in this field and see what's going on. And 2020 has been crazy in the midst of COVID. We see George Floyd. We see so many others. But I believe silence is once you silence, you're a part of the problem.
Mm.
Definitely. And fast forward into 21. You mentioned the thing about the wig. I'm like, it's already the chaos, and I watched it, and I'm like, wow. And then I saw a lot of memes and people trying to make side by side comparisons about Black Lives Matter protest and this, and it's it's a tough subject, and it's clear um, that we minority groups are being treated different. It's clear.
Mm-hmm.
And we just want to we're not asking for you to shoot them. We're asking you to not shoot us like you not shoot them. You know
Mm,
what I mean? I mean, so that statement, that statement kind of wrap up what my thoughts are so far. And in the beginning of this, I said that we just wanted to be treated fairly.
yeah.
Can it be done? Yes, I think with this kind of behavior stop? No, I doubt it. But I think we are heading there's hope because of Georgia and you know the new president elect and you know what he stands for. Hopefully, you know those promises can you know can be kept. And based on what I've been reading or what I'm hearing is that you know the Democrats have the House and you know so hopefully we can and we just pray for the best, man. That's all we can do. But all we asking is for and this sums up this part of it. All we asking is for you to not shoot us as though you not shoot them. And it's not like not a literal shoot, but treat us the same way, you
Mm,
know, and punish those in regardless of their religion, stature, position, authority, and power. They must face the same consequences for their actions. It doesn't matter, you know, what position they hold or office they hold. That's what I'm saying.
yeah, it's the disparity is clear because black people get gunned down for doing far less.
It's
And
scary.
so the privilege is glaring. And you mentioned what's happened in Georgia with the Senate and the new president and the vice president. But some of us are still afraid because white lash is real. They do not like to see this change. They don't like to see, you know, how things are evolving and they're ready to fight. People are like, yo, this might be a war. And,
Mm,
you know, we know that, you know, certain people have been stocking up guns for a long time, you know, and a lot of people are asking, like, wait a second, how should we respond to this? Should blacks be arming themselves and
mm.
be prepared to protect themselves in case something breaks out, or should we just only pray and wait for Jesus to come for everything to be over? Like, what do you think about those two things that we wrestle with sometimes as black believers?
Wow, that's deep right there. Just pray and wait. Just be vigilant. I should say pray faith without works, man. You gotta do something. I'm not encouraging people to you know to go buy guns. If you feel the need to protect your household and your family, and you know you can apply for a permit to own a firearm in your house, then do it. It's a privilege. It's you know I'm not saying do it to put you know in preparation for war, but just if you feel the need to do it to protect yourself and family and along pray, then do it. That's a whole nother conversation. If Christians should own guns, it's something that you have to really think about, and I don't see anything is wrong with that. But definitely be praying and waiting for Christ to come. It's not. I think there's more. There's something you need to do. Whether you march, hope change will come. Whether you decide to legally own firearm to protect yourself and your family, whether you buy a machete or you know preparing for war.
Mercy, a machete.
I mean, I don't see it like the fear of knowing that that might happen. It's scary, and
Hmm.
I'm hoping that it doesn't happen, man. Between me and you, Pastor, I'm hoping that we don't come to that point where the people are just fighting, going into different cities and blowing it up. See so many movies like that. And people have to run, leave their homes. Man, I'm hoping that doesn't happen. I can't think about what I will do if that should happen. But hey, that's my response to that.
Yeah, man. Interesting times we're living in, but at the end of the day, we have to put our trust in God and
We have
also do
to.
what we can to make our communities better,
We
even
have to.
while we wait for things
Mhm.
to get better permanently. So, thank you for mentioning that and for answering honestly. So, you are wearing a shirt right now. It says, I think it says UVR.
Yeah, UVR.
UVR. So, that is your brand. So, can you tell us about some of your passions, some of your interests? You do a lot more than just work in these correctional facilities. You're an entrepreneur. So, can you tell us about some of the things that you've done over the past few months?
I was given off three weeks from from work. They call it COVID days. So I would call and say, "Hey, this is Officer Holder. I'm taking a COVID day." So they would not take it all to your bank of your sick days because the kids are home, so there's no babysitter. So we did that, and it's just a lot of time to think and reflect. And then we bought a house last year. Oh, last year was the first year, or whatever, and we the backyard was looking kind of, just kind of dry. There was these wire
Mm.
fence and all that stuff. I'm like, I always dream about these wide picket fences, man. Let me see if I could, do some work. So I started doing a sketch plan and, drawing stuff on the board, setting up, checking prices and all that stuff. Watching YouTube videos, how to do these posts laying out and stuff like that. And then we bought the materials. I think that's when the stimulus check came, the big stimulus, and we bought the materials. And myself and my wife, we did the fence in my backyard. And if you came to my backyard, you see the work that we put in. It's beautiful, man. So I was like, you know what? I can just register this. So I registered at Mega Fencing. So I started that sort of company, so-called company, because it's liability, so you need insurance. So I need to register this thing.
LLC.
So yeah, LLC. So I did that, and then I had one job because I registered late, like in September. So I did one job. So I do vinyl fencing, installation and gate. I learned all of that from YouTube. Like
YouTube University.
YouTube, man, learned all of that stuff, and it came out pretty good. The first day we started 12. We finished one side, laying down like 8 panels or 10, and then the next day we started at 6 in the morning, and we finished like around 12. All the panels, man. So beautiful. This amazing, like 23 panels because I have a pretty huge backyard. So I did that. I'm like, wow, this is nice. Take some pictures, create a Facebook account. An Instagram account, Mega Fencing. Post my pictures. I did one job, came up perfectly, got a nice little chunk change. I'm like, this is cool. So I have a couple of, estimates to do this year because I'm going to work in the summertime. Fast forward to a couple of months later, I always wanted to inspire people and talking about, I think you asked a question about what you see yourself as or what you want to do. And I always want to inspire people and help people achieve their dreams and motivate people to be great. And I thought about a clothing line, it's like 2 years ago. I wanted to create something. So I started designing a couple of logos, but I didn't go nowhere. So fast forward to November, like 4 weeks ago, I did some research and I was like, who are you? Like I'm someone that is motivated. I want to encourage the world. I want to change the world. I want to do something positive, spread peace and love and good motivational thoughts and messages around because 2020 was really tough for us. All right. So I decided to come up with a couple of words I was playing around with, unique, valued, resilience and integrity and whatever. I'm like, what? Let me. This is a name that stands for what I'm about. So I came up with the acronym UVR, and playing around with those words, I take my time to see like what each word means. So I was like, this is my logo right here. But a couple of friends told me that no one knows what it means. I was like, it's going to be on my website. But they said no one would know what UVR means. You need to find a way to put that on there. I went back to the drawing board. I designed the logo myself. And I find a way to put the words under each letter, on the logo itself. So if you see the logo, is each word has a letter.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, cool. This is something I can do. So I went ahead, registered it. I designed some mock-ups. I was like, you know what? I'll set a launch date, December 21st. Fresh. Let me come up with some colors. I went around, did some surveys. I'm like, what are some of the colors that you guys like? Most people said, gray, black, purple. I was like, you know what? I'll do those colors. So I ordered a first like 90 pieces, and it came to the house. And long story short, I designed a website myself. Um, I'm doing marketing, promotion. I'm doing, I registered that, of course. I checked the trademark engine to make sure that no one has that name. It stands out. Nobody has that name. It's been like almost 4 weeks. I sold over maybe 60 or 70 pieces. So
Awesome.
business is doing good, man. So 2020, I started two businesses, man. It's been great, and I wanted to inspire people to follow their dreams. And under each product, I put, why the shirt was designed. The shirt was designed, and let me go through the name. You is unique. I believe everyone is unique. See yourself as the only one. It doesn't matter if 10 candidates go in this room for an interview. Hey, it's something about you. You're going to be hired. You're different from them. Valued. See yourself as high value. There's no price for me. Nobody can pay a price, so I'm encouraging people to see yourself as that too. Integrity. We're not perfect, but we strive for perfection. That's what we do as pilgrims. Original. There's nobody before you or after you. You're the only one. And resilient. That one I chose because if you're living today and you survived COVID-19 or you haven't gotten it and you're still standing, it shows that you're resilient, man. That's power right there. So
Mm.
that one is big, and that's why I designed my clothes. I said, listen, under each there's a description. When you wear this shirt, know that you're resilient, you're unique, you're valued. So that was the message I want to put out there. I want to put something with meaning, because you just can't sell shirts and just have design products. People have to want to buy it, and there must be a meaning to it. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I did. And hey, so far it's been going great, man. Can't complain.
That is amazing. And congratulations on launching two businesses at the end of 2020. And I want to give you an opportunity to just share where people can go, whether on Instagram or a website, to check out your shirts and also your fencing services for the spring or summertime.
Yeah, so I have a page, uvrapparel.com. That's my website. It's UVR Apparel. Make sure you can see it real quick. So I put my face off of there. UVR, I think if you're seeing it, it might be backwards, but it's UVIOR Apparel, APPAREL.com. And my Instagram page is UVR Apparel. Facebook page is UVR Apparel. It's the same thing. I was lucky to get that name. It was available, which was huge, because there's so many names of different things. And I'm like,
Yeah.
that's my website, uvrapparel.com, and just click. As soon as you go on the page, you'll see my story. I'm there, and the story why I started the brand, everything is right there. And hopefully you're inspired by that, and you support Black business, man.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, Troy, for sharing your story, sharing how far you've come, what you're doing, and what you plan to continue to do. And that is inspire the masses. So thank you so much for joining us.
You're
And I look
grateful, man.
forward to hosting a session on entrepreneurship, because I believe that there are some young adults and some young people, even adults in our church, who have some
Mm.
ideas, who would love to bring them to life in 2021. And so we're going to keep this conversation going. But we thank you today for joining us on the Juice and the Orange podcast. And we know that you were inspired by Troy's story. And we look forward to seeing and hearing you next time. God bless you.
Thank